Hey guys, and welcome back to Primal Nerds on another PULP build, bringing you something that's really kind of cool. Talked about it if you haven't watched our opening. I actually spoke about this. A really cool combo that you could do with this, but it all revolves around Falcon from the new set. And so with that, let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm calling Falcon Punch. And if you know what that's from, leave a comment below. Okay, so here we go. First up, we have Falcon. Falcon, one, the sculpt is like really cool. I love the way they did the wings. Anyways, so Falcon is coming in at 50 points. And he's got 6 clicks of health, not bad stats, but what you're really using him for is his trait, Aerial Extraction. Move. After resolutions, you may choose a standard friendly character that shares a keyword with Falcon that he moved through during this action. If you do, place that character adjacent to him. Now, what this means is that you could literally do a yo-yo effect with him and their place, meaning that they still get to do their actions, which is really, really good. So let's go to the next ability. Flyby Punch. Charge. When Falcon uses it after resolutions, you may roll a d6 and move him a number of squares up to half the result. Now this is important for later on. And then he's got a defensive trait, modified flight suit, energy shield deflection, and toughness. And that is down his whole dial. So he's got this really cool ability where he can basically place somebody that he moves through. As long as they're a standard character. The standard actually means something, especially with what we've got in this team up, and you're going to see why. But Falcon really does come in, sets up the punch to the face, sets somebody adjacent, then roll a dice, move away. So the most you'll move away is 3, which is important because, like I said, there is a setup for one of the characters in this set that you need to get Falcon away from. So next up, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go for a big heavy hitter out of this one, and we're going to look at Hulk. Hulk comes in at 100 points. 9 clicks of health. He is a stout big gray guy, and he has a cool trait called Path of Destruction. When Hulk destroys one or more pieces of terrain after resolutions, heal him 1 click. If it was a terrain marker, roll a d6 and heal him half the result. So that's pretty cool. And then he also has Gamma Powered. Willpower. Hulk's defensive powers have Protected Outwit. So he has got a whole slew of Invincible, Impervious, Invulnerability. Later on, he's going to be getting something else that's going to be very important too. But you put him on a team where he can constantly keep healing up, destroying stuff. You get the super strength, and this guy is going to come in and wreck house and go right to your face. This is one of the big reasons why you use Falcon. Falcon's going to pick him up, place him adjacent, and just let him charge his, well, essentially his 3 or whatever it is he's got at the time. He goes up to 8. Actually, he goes up to 10, but not with charge. But it's a really good piece. Really heavy hitter. He's going to be doing a lot of work for this team. Next, we're going to go with 2 other characters from this set that actually kind of, when I said Hulk has some really good defenses and he can do some really cool things, and we'll be getting something later on. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at Stinger. Stinger is 45 points. She comes with 5 clicks long, and she has a trait, and it's the only reason she's in this. AntMan's partner. Energy shield deflection. Friendly characters with the tiny emblem can use energy shield deflection. Now, as you can see, Hulk and Falcon do not have tiny, but that's okay. Our next character coming up is going to help out with that. But Stinger basically is a support piece with close combat expert, precision strike, a charge, super senses. So she's got some good abilities there. But let's go to the next one, and this is the one that actually rounds it all out. So we're going to look at AntMan. AntMan comes in at 45 points, 7 clicks of health, which is really good for 45 points, 7 clicks of health. That's a lot. But then we're going to get to the fact that here's his trait. Friendly characters with tiny have flight. All right, so that's cool. So that means Stinger can fly, AntMan can fly, which they already do anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Falcon can already fly, so the only one that can't right now is Hulk, but we'll take care of that. He's got a special on his damage, which is Pim Particles. Empower. Free. Choose an adjacent friendly character that shares a keyword with AntMan. The chosen character has tiny until your next turn. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but he's got Avengers. So does Hulk. So now Hulk is tiny with flying. Now, Falcon's thing basically said standard attack power, so we don't make him tiny just yet. But we could, if we need to, we can give him some more defensive staying power, especially from ranged attacks. And now his 18 defense goes to a 20, or actually no, it goes to a 21 because you get a +1 from ranged attacks when you're tiny. So it goes to a 21. That's pretty bad. That's really, really bad for your opponent. But I mean, Ant-Man's coming in with all these really cool abilities and stats and stuff that you can't go wrong with him. And then giving everybody, giving who you want tiny to get that ESD for that protection from the range is really cool. Which brings us into another figure from the set, but is a sideline character. We're going to go with War Machine. Why we are going with War Machine is because we're just going to go off with his sideline active trait. Once per game for all characters with this trait, when a friendly character with a Stark Industries keyword is damaged by an attack, after resolutions, you may generate War Machine from your sideline on click number 4 adjacent to that character. If War Machine started the game due to this trait, when he would take damage, instead remove him from the game and your opponent scores 10 points instead of his full value, which is great. So when he comes in at 4, now Ant-Man has Stark Industries. That's awesome. So Ant-Man's your one character on this force that can call him in. But it says here on click number 4, he's got a running shot of 8, 10 energy explosion, a 17 special defense with suppressive fire, invulnerability, super senses. When an adjacent friendly character with the armor and or Stark Industries keyword is attacked, the attacking character can't positively modify their combat values except for range, which is really good. And then he also has a 3 damage with enhancement. So this is a really cool support piece to be able to call in just for some extra attack power, just a little more pressure on your opponent, which I thought was a really cool idea. And the way I see it is it's only for 10 points. So you can't go wrong. It's almost like a Prime Hulk. Take him out, it's 10 points. Whoop-de-doo. So that's pretty cool. But then we're going to go into we got 2 more characters. We're going to go to the one that's really going to be utilized for Falcon's abilities and or Ant-Man's tiny. And we're going to go with Deathstroke at his 50-point line. Why is 50-point line? Because that brings us actually to 290 points. I think you might see what we're doing with the last 10 points. So anyways, let's go. 50 points. He's got running shot of 8, a 10 attack that has Blades Claw's Fangs, knockback, Pulse Wave. When Deathstroke uses Pulse Wave and hits 2 or more opposing characters, you may instead roll a d6 and divide the damage equal to the result among all hit characters. This is why Falcon needs to roll that 6 to get out of that 3 range. But it's okay because he's got running shots. So you could make a little distance between him and Falcon when Falcon drops him off. Then he's also got 17 defense with toughness and 3 with outwit, which is okay. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, and especially if you give him tiny. If Ant-Man's able to give him tiny, that actually turns his 17 into an 18 defense because it's a +1 to range, and then he also gets ESD. So you're looking at a 20 defense, which isn't bad, and you can actually do that. But his thing is all about that pulse wave and using it. It's also important too that he has the team player ability, which comes into play too because of our last 10 points. Is going to be with good old Aunt May. You know what she does. She's got the rally dice of 6. She's 10 points, 3 clicks long, but she's got that uber awesome support power, which is rally 6. When Aunt May uses support, after rolling, you may remove one of her rally dice and choose one. Do not have the result, or all other friendly characters adjacent to Aunt May are also healed the result. If the target character has Spider-Man team ability, you may choose both. Well, seeing as how Deathstroke has team player and Aunt May has the Spider-Man team ability, Deathstroke now has super senses with the Spider-Man team ability, and he will be the target for Aunt May for healing the entire team. So that is what I did with the last 10 points. I think this is a really cool team. You guys tell me what you think. Do you think what would be some changes you would make to this team to make it more viable, make it pack more of a punch? I just thought this would be a fun yo-yo team, just pulling some tricks out of the hat. Just thought it'd be kind of cool and kind of fun to actually go around with. I can see it actually doing fairly well, mainly with Falcon and Hulk honestly, those two alone are going to be devastatingly powerful. And the ability to call in War Machine is actually not too shabby either. All right, guys, so that's my team. That's my Falcon Punch. So if you guys like what you see and you want to see more, like, subscribe, tickle that bell notification if you want to catch more episodes from us. If you guys liked it, let me know what you think. Comment below. And as always, later, nerds.